like most country artists do, I started off singing in church as a kid, and then in high school we had a thing called class night, which was a week or two maybe before graduation, where students are all on stage at an auditorium, and it's like different people who have talents like singing or playing instruments or whatever get up and they kind of do like a just showcase their talents. And we have different speakers throughout our graduating class that talk about accomplishments that we had made throughout our 4 years of high school. So I sing a song that night in front of everybody there, and just standing there on stage looking out at like a jam-packed auditorium. I mean, it was just like, boom, this is it, because it was like, dang, it's kind of like a attention thing. Everyone's watching me. It was like all the focus was on me, but still, it was just like I got to do my thing that I love to do, and people like responded to it in a very positive way. So it was like after that night, I was like, this is what I want to do. So that's why I was like, I don't need to go to college to learn something. I mean, I know how to sing already, so let's just dive into it.
All right, guys, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2.
My name's Tony McKee. I come from Campbellsville, Kentucky, born and raised, and living in Franklin, Tennessee right now. I came down to Tennessee to do a pop album back in like 2010, and I did that. I didn't have any guidance as far as like anyone to show me what to do or where to go or how to market myself or this stuff. Didn't really understand the politics and the way that Nashville works, or just the industry by itself, how it works. And so I was looking for artist development people, someone who could tell me what my strengths were and weaknesses, because you don't really know as an artist. You might think you can sing and you can write, but when you get down to looking at the professional and what's on the radio and the people who are winning the awards, I mean, you might not stack up at all. So you need somebody to help. So I just Googled some people and came across Kent Wells Productions and saw where they did artist development and stuff like that. So I went there and talked to his assistant first, and briefly met with Kent, and then we set up an appointment to meet with him and go over what I've done in the past as far as recording and singing and writing music and stuff like that. And because he's gonna screen you to see if he wants to work with you or not. I mean, nobody on this level that he's on is gonna waste their time on someone who doesn't have their act together, so to speak. So I guess it was maybe two meetings to figure out that we had a good work chemistry, and that we were kind of both on the same page with this project. I started to discuss the material that needs to go on the album, and some of the stuff from my Save Myself album is crossing over to this, which is cool because the way country music is right now, it can very much work. Some of the music today you listen to is just like, let's have a hip hop track and put a fiddle and banjo in there, and boom, you got a country song. A lot of these songs are missing a story, and so we have a song called American Dream, which very much has a hip hop drum loop in the background, but I mean, it tells a story just like my 90s country does that I love, and so it's kind of like I get the best of both worlds. It started off as a total like, I'm doing 90s country because that's where my heart is, and there's still people that love it, and da 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 da. And I stuck to those guns for several months after I, signed papers with Kent. He was on board with it, but then I got taken to church, as I like to call it, a few times by my team, and they were, take you and shake you basically, and be like, look, you want to do that, that's great, but you're not gonna be able to compete on radio, but you're not gonna be able to, compete with the big guys. And so, of course, that makes you step back and think like, whoa, So I walked into this project with a greater understanding of who I was as a person and as an artist and musician, knowing what I wanted, what I was not going to sacrifice, what I knew I needed to give a little on to make it work, you know, stuff like that. What's up, guys? We are at Kent Wells Productions having a writing session, working on a song called Poor Bartender Poor, and I am writing with Kent today. He is the studio owner.
Yeah, we're writing at my place today, and this is my world headquarters for Kent Wells Productions, all things KWP. And we're writing some country, some honky-tonk country today.
Yeah.
Up here with Tony, and I'm a producer, musician, songwriter. I've worked most notably with people like Dolly Parton, Michael Peterson, Neil McKee, and a whole lot of other artists, indie artists, and toured and recorded with a bunch of people, Kenny Rogers, Reba, Travis Tritt, and a whole lot of others that I can't think of because I'm old.
Sounds like the guy's the real deal.
So anyway, we're trying to scratch out a hit here today. Hey, I love working with Tony because he's a great songwriter and an arranger, and a good musician and singer, and he really knows what he wants to write about, and he really came to me with a real clear picture of what he wanted to be and what kind of music he wanted to make, and that makes my job a lot easier when you have a guy that has his direction down and is working from his heart and not just chasing the trends. So I like that.
I need you to plaster that like all over downtown Nashville.
True though, man. I mean,
I got
you
nothing
do have
shit
a
all
great
day
idea
today
about what
about
you
that.
want to. I love that you're talking '90s country and not chasing
I
the
got
charts like everybody else.
told about that today.
That's the way to do
it. All right.
So if we go. These old folks do those fools.
I don't know where this should go.
And that mirror up there. So if I look, I'm thinking to you, and if I look. Something if I sing my beer, look up there. Something like there's a fool staring back at me. Like
Reflection in my beer.
I don't know. You're just the video guy, man.
So wherever you want to.
Did everybody meet Tony?
I haven't met yet.
This is Tony McKee. He's our artist today. This is Audrey Haney.
Good to see you.
Lonnie
Hey, Tony.
Wilson on drums.
How you doing, man? Good to meet you.
Gary Lund.
What's up, man?
Bass player.
How you doing?
What's up, man? How you doing? So we're going to be listening to some guitar work tapes I did with him.
That's good.
There's slight variances. Just play the chart.
All right.
It never lies, does it, Jim? It never lies.
Don't even now.
Don't eat by the side.
I can hear a little thing going on here with this.
Okay.
Grandma sat behind us in the pew of that Methodist church, making sure us brothers were receiving
I'm hearing that like an
God's
electric,
word.
like a cool electric
She
light.
taught us about the finer things, and buddy just
Little
came
hipper.
by.
Drum loop.
Like family, faith and love, and homemade apple pie. And sometimes when I close my eyes, I see it all so clear. That old farmhouse and that gravel road, and my eyes fill with tears. I swear I'd give anything if I could go back, just to say I love you one more time, back in 1989.
Let's just do half of that.
I never knew my grandpa, but I can tell you who he was. The hard working forthright man, with a heart full of love.
Are we cool news today?
Yeah, I've heard stories all my life about that great man. I can't wait until
to the day. Time to shake his head. And sometimes when I close my eyes, I see it all so clear. That old farmhouse and that road, my eyes fill with tears. I swear I'd give anything if I could go back, just to say I love you one more time. Back to 1989. I can see my dad on our front porch saying, boys, it's supper time. They're all in my heart,
Maybe a little
in
less
my
open
soul,
so
forever in my mind.
It's diamond now.
Sometimes when I close my eyes, I see it all so clear. That old farmhouse and that gravel road, and my eyes fill with tears. I swear I'd give anything if I could go back, just to say I love you one more time. Just to say I love you one more time. Back in 1989.
I was thinking kind of fade, which we rarely do anymore. But
We might have to call him to make his face though.
you don't think we can actually do it?
I don't know.
Listen, I'm doing it on the word. Backing down the hall.
Yeah. You hear, boom, oh.
Kind of doing like that Nashville triplet across the fours at the ends of the choruses.
Oh, yeah.
Dun, dun. I'm on the first chorus and the very last one down there. I was kind of doing that.
I got an 8 click on that one. What's your tempo?
Tempo. Oh, well, now it is Mississippi Queen, isn't it?
What are we on?
I know you ain't loose, but we're gonna give you a
You can always mute them.
Yeah,
Do what?
can't mute it if you don't have it.
You're gonna want those loops, fellas.
That's right.
Trust me.
When we put our pants on, we make gold records.
Kent, will this figure go throughout the verse?
Maybe kind of implied. Some version.
Yeah, a version.
No, it's just kind of back there.
Yeah.
Little movement. Hey, do I have Tony call? I'm not here.
Tony, can you talk a little?
Check, check. Okay, yeah, got him.
Yeah, he'll be on that vocal
cool.
fader out there for you, Kent.
All right.
All right, shall we?
I'm good if everybody else is.
Here we go.
Two, and a 1, 2, 3.
Grandma sat behind us in the pew of that Methodist church, making sure us brothers were listening to God's word. She taught us about the finer things and money just can't buy. Like family, faith and love. I swear I'd give anything if I could go back, just to say I love you one more time. Back to 1980. I'm a bad person as far as detail stuff. Usually I just like, if it sounds good or looks good, let's do it. But I believe the contract was, it was for 8 tracks, 8 songs. And I mean, part of the whole package with that is, yeah, you record the 8 songs, but also there's like, they're gonna help you, you know, if you need help piecing the band together, they'll help you with that. If you need help getting a few gigs to get started, they can help you out with that. You know, stuff like that, you know, give you some do's and don'ts along the way. So I believe that's what I signed when I signed the contract. I've worked in several studios, and a lot of places, they have their go-to musicians that they use, and, you know, engineers or whatever, you know. So they've all worked out, you know, a scale, you know, the fee and like the union fee and all that stuff like that. But so that was part of the package, you know. I couldn't tell you all the names of the players that played on the album, so you know, the musicians' names will be on there, and then it'll say recorded and mixed and mastered at, you know, Kent Wells Productions, produced by Kent Wells. You know, his name will definitely be on it because, I mean, it's just as much his project as it is mine. So yeah.
Oh, Kyle, I need some help in here, bro.
What you need?
Drums. I have no drums.
Okay.
Hey, Tony, so how's the basic feel? You like the way we're going with that?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Building right to you and everything?
Yep.
Cool, man. I was kind of flying blind. My mixes, I'm on a different mix out here. So. How's everybody feeling? The headphones tolerable and everything?
Click. Might be bleeding out his headphones.
All right. You want me to roll a little here?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
My level set. Once I get them set,
Sure.
leave me alone. Yeah, that's good.
Is that better? Okay.
There we go. Is this mixed in mono right here?
No, it should be a stereo. It's one knob, but I'm sending you stereo. What you need?
Oh, that's good.
Hey Kyle,
Yeah.
you play just the first line of the chorus without pre-roll. I just want to hear that.
Sure. First line of the chorus. No problem.
All right. Thank you. And then first line of the song, please.
Say, are we going to come in big on the first chorus then, Lonnie?
I did. Is that cool?
Yeah, man. That's what I was wanting.
In the top of the song, Jerry.
Yeah, just the first few bars.
1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
All right. Thank you.
So
Would y'all mind to put one down behind that, just because I really couldn't hear what even was going on with everybody?
Or are you gonna?
I'm gonna keep the count. Okay, guys. Is there anything else I can do in the headphones for anybody?
No, because we're kind of dialing our own thing up. So
Yeah, I know.
I could use a little more fiddle out here too.
A little more fiddle, Kent. Here we go.
hey, and on bar 4, maybe this goes to Aubrey or something, but you know, I'll probably do just quarter notes on bar 4 of the chorus.
There you are.
Just 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Okay. Bar 4 of the chorus. Got it.
Yeah. Just to have some kind of little figure in there, because I don't think there's much space in that line below where the push 5 is.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, let's diamond the last bar of the first verse too, just to set the chorus up for a big drum feel.
Okay, guys. Shall we? I'm gonna keep the count off.
2, 2, 1, 2, 3.
half intro.
Sitting on the front porch swing, sipping on a lemonade. My girl right by my side, yeah, I'd say I got it made. Couple kids in the yard, growing up way too fast. All that I'll ever need are all the things I have. True.
There we go. Just do a couple more.
Sitting on the front porch swing, sipping on a lemonade. My girl right by my side, yeah, I'd say I got it made. Couple kids in the yard, growing up way too fast. All that I'll ever need are all the things I have.
Okay, don't push too hard on that. Are all the things, you know, you're getting it. It's much better on the pushing everything forward that time.
Okay.
Sitting on the front porch swing, sipping on a lemonade. My girl right by my side, yeah, I'd say I got it made. Couple kids in the yard, growing up way too fast. All that I'll ever need are all the things I have.
It's getting good, man. Let's do a couple more. Now, a little more energy with your mouth movement, you know. Your mouth movement's a little bit behind the lyric. In other words, your mouth's not working really quite excited enough. Sitting on the front porch swing, sipping on lemonade. You get your little mumbling just a little bit.
Yeah, everything's very, very precise with this record. And I think Kent realizes how big that this could be if we get it pulled off right, you know, and just how big I want it to be. And so it's like everything has to be perfect. I know when we cut vocals, I'll be in there singing my ass off thinking, oh man, I just nailed that. And he's like, no, we gotta do it again. Give me 4 more takes, you know, and you're mumbling this, you're not saying this right. I need you to put an emphasis on this. And for a songwriter, and if you're singing your own songs and recording it, you kind of live with that melody and those chords for a pretty good while. And so when someone goes and changes the slightest little thing, it can take you up to 30 minutes to nail that. And this happened to me several times. They'll change something. It's just like, you're like, dude, like, can I not sing anymore? Can I not write? It's like, what's going on? But I mean, they know what they're doing. They know what sells and what's going to get you that record deal and what's going to, you know, pay off in the end. But everything's very precise with this. I feel like it should have been done by now. What are we in, August? I was hoping it would be done in time for 4th of July so I could take it back home when I went home for people. But I mean, it's going to be done by the fall. But I don't want to be like working on this for a whole year. I want to be able to start working with the band soon so we can start the tour next year once the industry opens back up, like in February. So, yeah. There's always that fear going into a project where, like, you're going to get looked at as the underdog who doesn't, you know, or just the nobody or whatever who doesn't know what they're doing or talking about, and someone's just going to take your project and completely, like, turn into something you did not want, you know. The contract was for 8 songs, and so when I went in there and we did their first listen down, I had maybe 4 tracks from Save Myself that I thought were crossover really well, and then 4 tracks that some of the stuff I'd just written before I'd gone to LA and just kind of let hang out. And when I got back in like December from LA, I'd started writing stuff, and I had the track "My Old Kentucky Home" that I wrote that. I was like, you know, this would be a great, you know, song to throw on the album. Like, I walked out of there knowing that we have, you know, let's do this track, this track, this track. And we had a list. I don't think it was quite 8 tracks, but I was like, all right, cool. We got 7 tracks, 6 or 7 tracks. Just go home. I got maybe 4 or 5 songs I hadn't finished yet. Let's just finish those. Everything felt good. You know, it's like, this is going to be awesome. This is great. I can hear the production in my head, blah, blah, blah. Kent was getting excited about it. And then, of course, you go in there and you cut it, and then you have to, like, re-listen to stuff, and it's like, wow. So it stops, and then you have to, like, figure out, all right, well, this isn't working like we thought it would. You know, we need this. We need to replace this song with something else. We have too many songs about back home or grandma or whatever, so we need to find something else to sing about. And so the momentum kind of dies down some, and then it's time for me to go back to work and write some music and get with people and come up with some new ideas. A lot of times when I'm writing, I like to write about stuff that I've been through and experienced, and a couple of my songs I write about a lake and drinking beer by the lake, falling in love by the lake. Well, this is pretty much the lake in all those songs, Green River Lake back home, and it holds like a lot of memories. I mean, good memories, bad memories. It's just, you know, a place I could come out if I was having, you know, going through something in my life, just come out and unwind, put on some, you know, some music and just be taken away, you know, away from everything. And yeah, so it kind of pops up in my songs from time to time.
Where I call home, where the bluegrass grows, down by the lake, and just up the road, you got your water tower, Friday football game, and everyone you meet, well, they know your name. It's where I learned about George Jones and Jesus Christ, and a thing or two about love along the way. And I'd spend my summer nights drinking beer by the riverside in my old Kentucky home far away. Didn't care about school, wasn't all that cool, but I did the best that I could do. Got a few black eyes, gave her broken nose to a kid that laughed at my old clothes. It's where I learned to stand my ground and not back down. Daddy said, son, don't you ever run away. And Mom would pace the floor each night waiting for them old truck lights in my old Kentucky home far away.
I hit this giant wall of like nostalgia when I got back to Tennessee and going home for the holidays and all that stuff, and it just got me thinking about all the, you know, you hear about the good days and, you know, stuff that's not coming back, you know, it's just gone. And so I started writing, that's what I started writing about. Writing about growing up in high school in my hometown, being bullied and not, you know, being that popular kid, and, you know, talking about my grandparents and the ones that I never met, like my grandpa. I mean, all those things resonated who I am as a person, and that is throughout the whole album. You know, talking about catching lightning bugs in a jar and the slip and slide in the yard and, you know, stuff like that.
Luigi.
He co-wrote, well, we co-wrote Lightning Bugs together. He
Roland?
saved it. He saved the song.
It's my friend Brian DeVoe.
Hey,
Tony
nice to
McKee.
meet you. Nice to meet you.
I'm Bill DeLuigi. I'm a staff writer here at Rhyme Partners in Nashville, and I met Tony through a producer friend, Kent Wells, and he's like, man, this guy's cutting a pretty much traditional old school record like Alabama, those kind of bands. I'm like, yeah, I'm all about it. So he introduced us and we hit it off. We started writing some songs about trucks and the country and Kentucky, and man, we're having a blast. We had a blast writing these songs.
They put me up with some really talented songwriters, some of the best in Nashville, to come up with the rest of more than 8. So we have like maybe 12 or 13 so we could pick from. So that way, when you're laying out the album, maybe something's not going to fit, like, well, this song is great, but it doesn't go with the flow of the album, the story you're trying to tell, so what can we pull from? So where we're at, like, right now is we have our 8 solid tracks done, and we're just trying to fill it up with some more things. Because coming out of the gate like this, it's got to be the best thing you can put out. And if you get signed to a record deal, then it's almost like they'll decide what goes on this album, but then you have, 4 left over for the sophomore album that comes out. So you kind of have to relight that fire several times during this, or otherwise, I've been working on this since December of last year, and there's so much other things going on, it's like, you gotta get in the best shape of your life, and you gotta make sure you're tweeting and Facebooking and blah 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 and blah 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 and blah blah blah, and then you got your personal life, and then they've got their personal lives, and things get put on hold. And I know that I've had a writing session that's been juggling around for 2 weeks now, and it's supposed to be this morning, and now it's been moved to later this week. So stuff like that, it's like, and you kind of put those things off to a side, and then you work on something else, and but then you get back in the studio and the groove gets flowing again, and you get excited about it. The way I look at the album and life in general and how they combine is you're not going to take it with you when you die. If I make it in the end, I make it. If I don't, I've had a fun time doing it. I'm not one of these people who's going to spend every waking minute doing this. If someone says you need to do 15 tweets, 13 Facebook posts, you need to at least be performing live 5 times a week. If I don't get that in, which I don't get that in, I'm not going to freak out. I learned the hard way out in LA that nothing is worth sacrificing your complete self for. Does that mean I don't want this as much as the next person? Absolutely not. It just means where I'm at in my life right now, there's just far more things important than fame and fortune and all that fickle stuff that comes with it. I love music. I love creating it. I love performing it, but it's not something that's going to rule my life. Every Friday night is pizza night, just about. That doesn't change whether I'm here in Kentucky or I'm doing a show with some people or something. I'm always going to have fun and be myself. And like I said, if it happens, it happens. If not, I want to go to bed every day knowing that I did what I needed to do and wanted to do to make my life what I want it to be.